I can feel, I believe I am healed, I am whole, I release, I know. To push, no need to try, no need to worry or question why. Surrender, let go, release, and know. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we at the twilight's
I pledge
last
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
broad stripes and bright stars through the
A huge cheer, then singing as the decision reaches the crowd out front.
You have no clue what the hell it feels like to be black in this country!
we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets
Pope Francis was known for reaching out to marginalized communities.
bursting in air gave proof through the night.
So what do you think of a Muslim and a Jewish guy walking together?
I think it's great.
It's great.
I think we get along. It's great.
Oh, say does that star
Well, this is a perfect opportunity for you to try some active listening.
yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
The power of love. Taking just a minute, I gently invoke the power of love by opening my heart to the One, experiencing my eternal connection with God, the One who comforts all hearts. Feeling God's love, the love of acceptance, I learn to accept myself. My heart is comforted by unconditional love and begins to fill with compassion. I remain open and patient, ready to share love unconditionally.
Om Shanti. Welcome everyone to your next normal. I'm your host, Sister Jenna. Today's show is a very special segment, and so will be tomorrow. As many of you know, who are either residents of the United States or friends of the United States, the next 24 hours or a little bit over 24 hours will be very important for us to be able to maintain very aligned energy of spirit, of peace, of love, of understanding, of acceptance, of meditation, prayer. Last night I had the fortune of sharing the stage with some friends, Marianne Williamson, Michael Beckwith. I met for the first time Reverend Dr. William Barber, and a few others. Louis Gossett, as you know, is our buddy, and Bishop Carlton Pearson, and Rabbi Malkin, and a few others. And we held our meditation and prayer vigil for us to maintain the vibrations of peace over the country, but in our own lives. And I know that whatever efforts we put in for the next few days, they won't go to waste. Whether we see the results of our pure feelings and vibrations of blessings or not, they don't go to waste. All of our pure thoughts, all of our pure feelings will always plant a very powerful seed that at some point in time will grow and will nurture the lives of many others. In 2016, a few of us came together, and they include our wonderful friend Portia Davidson. I don't know if she's on, but a few of us came together, and we wanted very much to soften the temperament that was out there in the country. There were things that we had seen that we had never seen before in the country in terms of how people were speaking to each other in a political campaign. We know by now that politics sometimes can be like of a dirty game. We don't really want it that way. The last I look at the Latin derivative of the meaning politics, it meant to be polite, where there's diplomacy, even though there are differences of opinion. But we wanted to somehow stimulate a more of a calm kind of an understanding that it's okay if we want changes, but we don't have to be brutal about it. And maybe we do. Maybe there are times when the other person or the other party just doesn't hear and you have to be aggressive. But again, if the other party isn't very aggressive or very vicious, then why do I have to be so aggressive? So we sat and Portia came up with a great strategic plan on the steps to take to meditate the vote. We got on a lot of media outlets. We engaged in conversations at coffee shops, which included spaces like Busboy Poets. I remembered my beautiful friend, Princess Basma bint Abdul Aziz, who was still being held prisoner in Al Jazeera prison in Saudi. She held a beautiful program at her house in California where we had a beautiful group of people talk about how we were going to come forward. I could go on and how many events that we held. We had a wonderful event at Marcia Dyson's home on Meditate the Vote, inviting people from both sides of the aisle to be able to come together and see how we can meditate the vote. It's about creating that inner calm. It's about recognizing that I don't agree with you, but I still love you. And it's about us being honest as well with our emotions, that there are times I don't feel good knowing that you believe in something that I find atrocious. But at the same token, it's okay. It's okay that I don't feel good, but it's not okay if I extend my not feeling goodness in a very angry and negative way where it imposes sorrow on you. We all know by now any form of internal discomfort is a lack of peace. Any form of inner fear, we're no longer aligned to our spiritual energy. Any kind of anguish, anxiety, anger, negativity, disappointment, even though they're all human emotions, if I don't feel love as a person and I don't feel my peace as a person, I'm going to need to meditate. I'm going to need to think, what thought am I believing in that is taking me away from who I really am? Taking me away from how Baba, God, actually designed me. Now, as you all know before, I have made it public that I'm not paying attention much to the news. I might take in my 15 minutes, 20 minutes maximum, and updates on Twitter, and even then I'm mindful. And I have to tell you, it's been over a month, at least maybe 2 months now, I think, that I've been doing this. And I'm in another world. I'm aware stuff is brewing. I'm aware there's drama taking place. I'm aware that there are two opposing sides that are vying for a seat of power because they believe what they have to offer can support or help to manage our lives. And I give them my blessings on both sides of the aisle. But what I do know, I am in charge of my own life. You are in charge of your own life. And that means, based on the kind of life that I wish to have for my own self, it requires virtues, I say it all the time, values, honesty, empathy, truth, trust, purity, happiness. It requires all of those qualities in order for me to attract in my life the kind of a balance that we all so often seek in our lives. And when we are balanced, it is absolutely a blessing. When there's an imbalance, then of course there are opportunities. I have to try really hard to get things together, without a doubt. So I wanted our spiritual alignment of tonight's program. And to all of our friends out there in different countries, we thank you for your blessings and your good wishes. Do know the land of the United States of America needs as many good wishes as possible. It reminds me when I did that initiative, Tree of Blessings, and we had asked the 6 continents to send in their blessings for America. And I personally deeply feel it would have been so much worse if we had not had all of those hundreds of thousands of people sending their blessings to the United States. We even went as far as collecting those blessings and getting the permission from the United States Capitol to be able to place those blessings on our blessings tree. I don't know if Santosh can actually find the Tree of Blessings images and put it up, but a few years ago we had actually initiated, I think you all know by now, we've done over 20 projects and initiatives in the nation's capital. And one of them was a peace tree initiative where we have Om Shanti official peace trees planted on Capitol Hill, at the Department of Defense, at the Archdiocese of at the Catholic Archdiocese that's in Maryland, and the one that is on Capitol Hill, that was the tree that we went to and placed all of the blessings that we had collected and meditated. And if I were to tell you how beautiful that looked, when you knew there were thousands of people from around the world that were specifically focused on sending their blessings to the United States, you knew it made a difference. You knew it. With all your heart, you knew it. I think it's just on the Tree of Blessings, Santosh, online, and you can find it. It should be there. I wanted everyone to see it because it's so... There it is, I think. Anyway, so if we get a chance to show it to you, I will. The point is, though, that the vibrations had changed. And I don't remember if you recalled a program I did with author Lynn McTaggart and scientific researcher, where we had paused for peace because there were a lot of riots in America, and it was on a Thursday and on a Friday and a Saturday and a Sunday. For the first time, the violence had reduced and there were no more fightings on the streets. So our pure feelings and our blessings, everybody, it will make a difference. So we're asking you to continue to send your vibrations here so we can receive them, honor them, and bless them. Our spiritual alignment is more important now than perhaps at any other time in history. 1,000 years ago, things were simpler. 500 years ago, they were also quite simple. But within the last 100 years, science has brought upon our lives so many options that we've been growing into trying to figure out how best to balance out the energy of the inner and the energy of the outer. Because of social media and the ability to impact not just millions of lives, but billions of lives, there's a notion in people's consciousness that I've observed that they want to make a change or an impact in people's lives. I remember in my 20s or 30s, I was looking at things in a different way, and when I also got wind of learning more about social media and these things, you go, wow, it would be so great if so many people could hear your message, could know what you're offering. We all think that something that we're offering is important or good for humanity. But in reality, you just have to be good to yourself. And once you're good to yourself, then guess what? Humanity will also be good. And whether one person likes you, or 1 million likes you, 40 million like you, if you're good to yourself, your energy is rippling out to millions at that exact moment. So I'm not sure if Santosh has found it.
There's an old one, but I'm not sure it's clear.
Is it there? Okay, that's really not it. Okay, then that's fine. But we have it online, Tree of Blessings. There's a whole bunch of pictures. Yeah. So anyway, if you get a chance, you can go on to see some of our work on that, in that particular area. It's really very powerful. And we have an installation at the Meditation Museum of Tree of Blessings. We have so much product, so much. Once you just Google Tree of Blessings, something will come up somewhere online and you'll see it. We had articles, stories, events, videos that continue to cover that. But tonight, we want to meditate the vote. And tonight, we wish to be aligned with our pure feelings and good wishes for ourselves and for each other. Remember, we're not fighting about Democratic or Republican values. We're not even fighting for American values. We're actually trying to remember our universal, core, innate values basically belong to every human being on the planet. And if we can clarify and define the languaging that we somehow get attached to and separates us from being kind and loving, then we could have a much more better society. And I know that we're waking up. And I know that we're going to need tools to stay awake. And I know that we have the strength and the power to do so. So let's spend a few moments. I think now we're going to have a little meditation with some landmarks in the USA. And I'd just like us to hold a meditation over it and send our good wishes to America. And I invite you to journey with us for this moment. Take a deep breath. So as we send our pure feelings to the nation's capital, to the land of the United States, we the people offer our pure feelings and vibrations of peace. May each citizen, young and old, for the next few days or few weeks, recognize that their greatest liberty comes from their inner peace. From holding up their strength of character, and for believing in the goodness of the human heart. Let the peace within me emanate and vibrate throughout America. Let there be peace. Let there be light. Let our love spread across this land, far and wide. May we never lose hope in our collective humanity. But may we always understand that true freedom comes from a liberated mind, a pure heart, a peaceful heart, a happy heart. So So let's take this few seconds of generating silence and peace over America. What can we do to keep generating these pure feelings? It's kind of a vibration that can open up the hearts of somebody who might be closed inside. Truth, purity, love, empathy, compassion, kindness, they make the world go round. Imagine if everybody had just algae fully 100%, giving anger and greed and hate and judgment and criticism 24/7, every day, day in, day out. It couldn't sustain itself. At some point in time, people would need peace. People would need love. People need light. And so when there's light, there's an amplification of qualities in the soul, like love and peace and understanding and humility and respect and kindness and truth and power and wisdom. When there's an absence of light, there's deception, there's fear, there's anxiety, there's anger, there's greed, there's jealousy, there's competition, unhealthy competition. There is also healthy competition that exists. But when the light is getting less, and we're moving away from Baba's light and God's love, and we're feeding the algae, imagine what those thoughts would be. Imagine what the words would be. Imagine what your choices would be, what your decisions would be. Imagine what your world will be. Historically, they've said every superpower that has ever fallen, it's because the values and the virtues of the citizens have waned. We don't want that for the US. We don't want that for anywhere else. I don't want it for the US. I don't want it for Africa. I don't want it for Russia. I don't want it for India. I don't want it for the Caribbean. I don't want it for Australia. I don't want us to lose our values, that the world collapses. And yet, even though I know it's a part of entropy and it's a part of the story, it's going to happen. Things are going to collapse for something else to be birthed. And you wonder to yourself if all of this trauma and negativity and darkness is really the push for the light to be turned up inside of our hearts. For love and power and purity and peace to say, I exist in you forever. Your hate doesn't. Your lies won't. Your fear doesn't live in you forever. But I, the love in you, will be in you forever. And that's why no matter what you go through, you will always want to return to love. You will always want to return to peace. You will always want to return to light. So one time India.Arie had started this online Facebook program. We were one of the first ones to be with her. And I asked India what was her song for America, especially during the volatile times. And I wanted to share that with you and that narrative that we had together online. So here's India.Arie sharing with you all what her song is for America.
You that? They want me to sing? What are we singing? Sister Jenna! You know what? This is perfect. You know what? Synchronicity. Hi, Sister Jenna. I love Sister Jenna. Hi, and thank you for asking the question. Sister Jenna asked, what song would you dedicate to America? And I have two that have been on my mind lately. One is I Am Light. I'm not going to sing that here because if you really want me to sing it, you can go ahead and watch it on the Super Soul session. I do a special version of that there. But there's another song. It's from my album Testimony Volume 2. And it's a song I did with a musician from Turkey. She's actually one of Turkey's most important musicians. Her name is Sezen Aksu. Whole nother conversation. I met her walking down the street in the village, random walking down the street, and she ended up to be this like powerhouse musician from Turkey. She's sold like, I think like 100 million albums in 30 years or something like that. But she's a powerhouse. Anyway, so I was working on this song and I asked her to join me, so you can hear the recording online somewhere. But the song is called The Cure. And so that's what I would dedicate to America right now. And the part that I keep thinking about goes like this. Let me think of the part I want to sing. There's two parts that I want to dedicate to America right now. This is so weird singing like this. The worst disease in the world, it's not cancer, it's not AIDS. The cure will not be found by any physicist or scientist. The cause and the cure live in every single one of us. The worst disease in the world is hate, and the cure for hate is love. Oh, love. The cure for hate is love. It's so hard to stop singing once I start. And then here's the other part that I love, that I love and want to dedicate to America. This is not about looking at the world through rose-colored glasses. I am not trying to force my opinion. I'm expressing the way I see it. God's love is like sunshine. It's there whether or not we recognize it. The most powerful energy in the universe, and all we have to do is use it. You may think that there's nothing in the world that you can do, but that ain't the truth. The fact of the matter is a better world begins with you. Be the best person you can be. Pass those values to your family. And when you pray for those you love, say a prayer for humanity. Say a prayer for humanity. Say a prayer for humanity. That felt good. I haven't sang all day. Thank you. Thank you so much. My head wrap is moving because I started singing so hard. Say a prayer. So when you hear the recording, you'll hear Sezen Aksu come in. And I asked her to join me. She is, she's Muslim. She's Turkish. And I consider her like a Turkish aunt, like a mom. She's like a mother's age, and she's really embraced me. But I thought it would be powerful for both of us to sing a prayer from different spiritual perspectives and different life perspectives. And so listen to the recording when you can. Hold up, what's up with my rap? There we go. Hi, Mom. Frankie asks, how do you manage to stay true to yourself and not compromise like other artists? I guess I kind of already answered that question, but I wouldn't say that I've never compromised. I have. And there's especially one thing I did that I wish I had not done. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I don't want to go into it.
I hope everybody loved that. Wasn't that sweet? So again, how the artists are coming forward as well during a particular time that we are being asked to step up and step forward. And I just love India and her spirit, her heart, her soul. There's so much good in the world. If we could only redirect our attention there, it will be such a joyous experience. And again, like India was saying, it's not about wearing rose-colored glasses. It's that you are aware that evil exists. You are aware that algae exists. And as a result of algae is also awakening us to saying, but that's not who I want to be anymore. It's okay if we've had algae. But sometimes you reach a point in your life that you're like, I don't want to do this anymore. It's, for example, like a job, a marriage, a friendship, being in a country. Like after a while, you feel like it's so toxic that you go, I don't deserve such toxicity in my life anymore. So similarly, the soul says, I don't deserve any more algae in my being. And all of this chaos that you're seeing in the USA is our own inner chaos. It's where we're actually getting an opportunity to say, do I want any more anger in me? Do I want any more fear flowing through my cells of my body? Do I want hate? Do I want any more hate in my system? Families are breaking apart because of this political cycle. I mean, I've seen friends who's really stopped being friends because of whoever they're supporting. So our alignment of our spiritual energies are off, not because you're different than me or you have a different opinion than I, but because I'm being signaled that there's something within my own consciousness that isn't at peace with itself. I'll give you an example. If the sun, let's use the sun for example, if the sun knows it is the sun, and you and I both know the sun is hot, but we've never been there, but we know it's hot. The sun doesn't try to be someone else. The sun doesn't try to be cool with you. The only time we get cool is when a cloud covers the rays of the sun and cools the heat that comes from it. So if I am a peaceful being, and we are peaceful beings, but there are times that events, circumstances, situations appear in our lives that seem very toxic. Very rare you'll become peaceless in the face of love. One of the greatest weapons that Mahatma Gandhi used against the British in India was nonviolence. And he said that whenever you use nonviolence in the face of somebody with a lot of violent tendencies, they are disarmed. They don't know what to do. Similarly within yourself, if you keep struggling with your own inner resistance, and if you don't like what you've become, or you don't feel worthy, that's the resistance, and that's a fight, and that's actually going to exasperate the issue that you're having inside. But what if you just loved what you have become and know that there's room for transformation? It becomes a completely different energy. And I'm not telling you stuff just because I can blab. I'm actually telling you this because I've done it both ways. In the past, I have struggled with accepting that I'm not good enough, that I'm not at peace with myself, that I'm not as good as that one or that one. And whenever I have found myself in that space, I have no self-respect. And you can do and say just about anything to steal my energy from me. Similarly, America's going through it. People can say whatever they want about America, and it can be stealing the power of the country. So imagine when you get out or off of your seat of self-respect, which is soul consciousness, remembrance of God the Father, love for God the Father, is the ultimate form of self-respect. You have your energies completely aligned in your work, in your family, with your friends, with the way you make money, spend money, with the candidate that you choose to vote for, with the way you show up. in the world. The ultimate form of self-respect is to consider yourself a soul and to remember Baba, God the Father. And that energy of love can make a tremendous difference in our lives. It's time for our energies to be aligned, very much aligned. So let's give a shout out to the family out there. I would like to extend a special heartfelt greetings to Durga, who is Akshay's mother. And I'd like to commend her for her incredible job that she does with her son. But also, she was here this weekend, and her light, her humility, her smartness, her beauty, her divinity, it just lights up a room. And so we wanted to acknowledge her, because sometimes so many folks who are just so good and kind and strong on the inside and truthful, sometimes because they're in alignment with the real natural energies, we don't see them because they're so good, you know. And I just wanted to take that time. We did our practice of the Diwali dance today. I wish I could show you. So there's I might be going on a little bit of a different energy, but bear with me. Yesterday, a few of us were practicing our Diwali dance, and I don't know, Alika, you are amazing. I've been loving watching you, and Abby and a few others. But we did the dance thing, and thanks to Durga, because she was the best dancer in the room. And maybe tomorrow I'll be able to show it, but you know, it's the voting day. I'm not sure. It might be out of character. I don't know. And I might be able to send it to Santosh to see if he can upload it. He always says he's not fast, and I'm kind of trying to tell him, I'm going to fire you if you don't get fast, because this don't make no sense that you're slower than me. You're supposed to be actually 5 times ahead of me. But anyway, that's another class. Anyway, this video, which I will hopefully send, I think I sent it to him on WhatsApp, so I'm pretty sure he has a sample of it. But it's Sister Geeta dancing the Diwali dance, Jamaican style. And I have to tell you, I laughed so hard that I turned purple. And I'll tell you this, I just sent the video to Santosh. Maybe he can download it really quick and show it to us. Would you like me to send it to you on email? Would that be easier? On email? Okay, I'll send it to him on email, because I think you guys need to see this. Okay, he's got it. See? Wow, he's getting fast. Whoa. Yay, Santosh. Come on, everybody. Send your blessings to Santosh. Anyway, as I was saying, that during this particular period of our dancing yesterday, there were so many scenes in that dance moment. And I said, look at that. One scene, there's a dog playing with her toy. Santosh is recording. Sister Geeta's doing Jamaican limbo to an Indian Diwali dance. Durga is absolutely perfect. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. I'm trying to keep up. You know, I'm an old fogey. You know, I just have good genes. And Hina and Rashmi, they're doing pretty all right. But I looked at that one scene and I thought, wow, there's a lot going on here. And sometimes you don't know what to pinpoint. And in a similar way, that's what's going on with America. We actually don't know what to do or where to begin, because there's a lot happening. And I'm telling you to hold tight and actually don't worry. We're going to weather the storm and we'll see it through. So I believe that there are some questions that I was told, that I'm going to find them. Right, I'll find them. And I will get to them shortly, because that's just what we do. We respond to each other because we care for each other. Anyway, I don't see it on Facebook, but I'll come back to it. On YouTube, thank you all so much. Samantha, Portia, you're on. Portia, I was just sharing about how we love the fact that you did such a great job with Meditate the Vote, which will be a timeless piece, because there's a voting cycle every 4 years, and next voting cycle we need to move it even more Then we had a wonderful conversation with Bishop Heather Shea, United Palace. Tonight on our America Meditating and Meditation Museum Facebook, there was a nice conversation on mental wellness with Nina Borsky on her page, so you get a chance to see some of that. And so hello to Grace Darlin. Very nice to have you on the advanced classes for Raj Yoga on Sunday. It was so beautiful to do this connection with you, Grace. It was lovely to see you as well. Yes, V, yes, I'll pass on the message. Nikki Dicky, it was also great to see you as well. Portia, Samantha McPherson, Om Shanti. Akshay, you're on. Oh, listen to Akshay's comment. Akshay says, thank you, sister. I have noticed a change in my mom too. She's such a wonderful mother. Oh, play the guitar. Oh, that's so sweet of you, Akshay. It was sweet to see you, even though it was just for 2 minutes yesterday. Yes, Portia will celebrate Louise. It was great to connect with you also, my dear sweet sister. It was beautiful to see you and to feel you yesterday online. And that was for everybody who did the Raj Yoga meditation course with me on YouTube. We're now moving into the advanced sessions. So if you're still interested and you've done the 6 classes, please email Antonia. Yes, it's all interconnected. Jennifer Scotland. How come you didn't come on for the course, Jennifer? Om Shanti. Divyani, beautiful dancer. Loved watching you. Denise Oliveri, wonderful to have you. Good to have you. Praveen, Om Shanti. Wendy, beautiful. Shobha, nice to have you. Dheeraj, Om Shanti, welcome. Bryn, nice to have you. Asmita, Om Shanti, our next door neighbor. Jenny Mendoza, Gocharan, nice to have you. Beautiful. CJ, welcome to the tribe. Good to have you. Abby, you have moves. Erica G, good to have you here too. We've created such a beautiful family. Annette Henry, Varsha, Kailash. Beautiful. We are one. We are so one, aren't we, everyone? We are one. And we need to remember that we're all connected to each other and to really be the best that we can be with one another. Because I just can't see where this hate and despair and negativity and darkness, where that gets any of us. It's just of no use to me. It's just a waste of time. I know there's some drama in it and it gets a little bit exciting, and to be honest with you too, I don't care for a boring existence. I appreciate having energy and life in our lives. It's important. Nancy Morgado Colano, buenas tardes or buenas noches. Manhar Kemcho, nice to have you. Nancy O'Neill, Nick Rodis, very nice to see you. Very nice to have you. Shohila from Miami, great to have you. Wonderful. I hear you've got a lot of people campaigning out there. What does BK say about evil? Barbara Goodman. BK says algae is evil. So all of us have anger, lust, greed, attachment, and ego. Get rid of it, and there'll be no more evil on the planet. So it's not about your evil, my evil. We all have it. So get it out of the consciousness, and there'll be a golden aged world. I hope that answers your question, Barbara. And Barbara, thank you for joining in. Glad you got your new job and things are working out for you. You keep going. How do you not let seeing people behaving crazy and angry and violent get to you? You don't, because you recognize you're losing too much and you're becoming like them. So if you like becoming like them, then let it affect you. If you don't want to be like them, send them love. That's what I do. When I find that my energy is low, Barbara, and I don't feel like I can send them love, then sometimes I'll just step away until I feel a little bit stronger, because I don't want to create that in my system. It's not fair to me. It's not fair to the environment. It's not fair to my loved ones. And it's not fair to that person who themselves are in a weak paradigm. I don't want to do that. So I hope that helped you. Vol Vullers, welcome. Thank you for tuning in from the Netherlands. Lots of love back to you during these times. Catherine Sullivan, thank you so much for joining us on Facebook. Dharmistra Roy, Om Shanti, welcome. And I'm glad that your question was answered well. Barbara Goodman, thank you so much. We love you very much. We wish you always the best. So, what I'd like us to do is to hold some silence and keep sending your good wishes and your blessings to, again, the country. Let us get our energies aligned and in touch with everything. If anyone has any question, please feel free to share. Akshi's question is, how do you love every soul just the same? We often have bad thoughts about some. It's a practice, Akshay. That's something that I have invited everyone to practice. Eventually, as you develop the art of loving everybody the same, you find that you return home to your real sense of self. And loving everyone the same means, let me consider myself to be a pure soul, remember Baba, and it will be easy to love everyone the same. What makes it difficult to not love everyone the same is that I'm not in a remembrance of who I am. I'm not in remembrance of God. So there's attachment. And so the attachment makes me step out of my seat of self-respect. And then there's comparison. There is an imbalance. Then there's separation and judgment. So all of those emotions come from me not being in my self-worth or self-respect. So when you look at your emotions and your feelings and ask, why won't I give the equal love to that person, even if it's difficult? Then I go, well, I need to find my self-respect and my self-worth. So I hope that helps. And that's something every one of us go through at different periods in our lives. And so it's my intention that at the tail end of my journey, I will be someone who can look at everyone, friends, foe, everything, with love. And then I'll realize I would have returned back home to myself. So I hope that helped you, Akshay. You always ask such good questions. Okay, everyone. Denise, if you missed the Raj Yoga class, any one of you who did the 6-part session, the ones that we have online, I would like to recommend that you just look it over again during the week. And please email Antonia at the museum's meditation museum at gmail. If you're very serious, the advanced sessions now are for those who really want to do the deeper work. So we don't care about the numbers. It's really about doing the deeper work. Because when you come into the advanced sessions, it's really, really important. It's where, I won't play because I don't have the time to do that. The time is more about, are you serious about making a change? Or you just want to, have a good time? So we don't have that ability to offer good times to folks, not at this particular time. We're really, really invested right now in serious effort makers who really want to turn around their algae into their original worth. So I just wanted everyone to know who did the Raj Yoga meditation course for that. Okay? All right, so let's hold a few moments of meditation for, again, the USA and for our own lives, and hope that the country will stay calm. And I want to beg the news outlets out there to please don't feed a very strong sector of our society so much fear and doom and gloom. It will only initiate more darkness. And it is our prayer and our wish that somehow you will help to create calm in America. And this is to the news media. We're asking you for that. Even if it's just for a minute in your show. Just give us a minute of peace, please. So let's take a moment and spread out pure feelings and good vibrations across the country. Thank you, everyone, for a lovely evening, another lovely evening of kindness, of warmth, and beauty, and grace, and Baba. And thanks to all of you for the energy that you bring into the space, making it a world that's very hopeful, and making it real, tangible, sane, very sane. There's so much chaos and everything else everywhere else, and sometimes I feel like our next normal is a safe space. It's where we meet every night and just feel safe. Safe to be vulnerable, safe to be happy, safe to be loved, safe to be aligned in our energies of divinity and grace and goodness. Thanks again to each and every one of you for being who you are, for keeping the space pure, healthy, peaceful, noble, honorable, kind, innocent. Take care, everyone. Have a lovely evening, and be kind, be loving, and Akshay, let us practice to love everybody the same. Enjoy, and we're going to play some Meditate the Vote special little segments. And you take care, and we'll see you tomorrow. Om Shanti, everyone.
We can be a manifestation of visions to create. We can be a manifestation, building something truly great. Who are you waiting for to give you the answers and make your life a breeze? Look around, be honest. We've become a collective of minds that are asleep. Each of us creative is, but the sheep are jumping off the cliff. Oh, we can be a manifestation.
We need to make the right choices, so meditate the vote.
Hi, I'm Dash Sai, the author of Discovering Your Soul Signature, and I meditate the vote.
Hi, I'm Reverend Sylvia Sumter, Senior Minister of Unity of Washington, D.C., and I meditate the vote because I want to bring conscious awareness to all of my actions. And I think that this is a wonderful opportunity for all of us to make sure that we are exercising our vote from the highest and the best awareness and consciousness that we can for the sake of our country and our world. So meditate the vote.
What's up, good people? It's your man, India.Arie, I'm here to speak on Meditate the Vote. Meditation is such a vital and important and resourceful tool to reconnecting to source, to getting back in tune, to relieving stress and pressures that life throw at us. And the power of voting is so important when it comes time to elect officials that will help lead our country, our districts, and our communities in the right direction. So it is so important that we take time to use that special tool of meditation to meditate the vote, meditate on those special folks that will be able to lead us in the right direction, and so we can lead ourselves and on the daily in the right direction and connect to others and help others and just be a village of peace, village of love, a village of hope for better days. So again, my name is India.Arie, and I'm telling you to meditate the vote.
We find our nation on a precipice, true tipping point. Is this the moment that will finally change our country?
Trying to rain on the thunder. Tell the storm I'm new. I'ma rain on this little love. Tell the sweet I'm new.
It's not a broken system. It was built to function exactly as it is.
We must respond with bold action.
This is our country too. We can build new systems that do what they should.
I'm a walk, I'm a march on the regular.
We are united. We are standing.
Follow away.
And we are going to fight this fight.
Freedom, I can't move. Freedom, cut me loose. I break chains up on myself.
There is something happening across this country.
When we work and when we fight and when we march and when we speak up and when we offer solutions, we win.
I'ma keep running cause a winner don't quit on themselves.
It's always the right time to celebrate women and black women in particular.
It is an opportunity to show the nation and the world that we will act. It has been an inspiration.
You have the choice, and it is that choice that gives you power.
Vote. Vote like your life depends on it, because it does.
That is what we need next. Action.
Hi everyone, it's Sister Jenna from America Meditating Radio. I hope you've been enjoying Wise-ish, which you can get live on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube from 8:30 a.m. to 8:45. But you can also get it on demand 24/7. It's going to be your power boost for the morning. It's your daily dose for the soul. It's just going to encourage you to make the day that much more valuable. So join us. Looking forward to seeing you.
This healing day. This healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing day. This healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing day. This healing day. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My wonderful friends. My wonderful friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My wonderful friends. My wonderful wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for my health, Spirit, thank you for my health. Thank you for my health, Spirit, thank you for my health. My radiant, my radiant, my radiant health. My radiant, my radiant, my radiant health. Thank you for my life, Spirit, thank you for my life. Thank you for my life, Spirit, thank you for my life. My glorious, my glorious, my glorious life. My glorious,